want to tell you about the moment that I knew that I wanted to do impactful work. So, my first job out of college, I was a consultant for my sorority. And if you don't know what that is, basically, I lived out of a suitcase and I traveled to college campuses all over the United States. And my day to day job was to meet with women and discuss what was working for their chapter, what could improve. And while I was doing that, I was also living in the sorority house and spending time at the end of the day getting to know the woman on a more personal level. It was challenging and fulfilling every day, and I felt moved every day that I went to work. So I'm sitting there during my second to last visit, right? And it's a 1 year contract. So I know that this truly is the second to last campus that I'm going to be on before I have to figure out what I'm going to do with the rest of my life. And the women had just gone to bed for the night. And as I'm sitting there, I realize again, the work is challenging, it's fulfilling, it's meaningful, and I am going to do anything in my power to chase that feeling in whatever job that I do next. It took me a while, but I first found that feeling working for a nonprofit. And then eventually I found my way into classroom teaching. And every single day, the work that I did mattered. I could see the lives that I was impacting, and I genuinely loved the work that I was doing and the students that I was working with every day. My job brought me so much joy, and I felt so grateful to have that work. And and I was working 60-hour weeks because I was told and I believed that that's what good teachers did. And I was giving up my nights, my weekends, my breaks in order to grade, lesson plan, and communicate with parents and students, time that I really wanted to be spending with my family and my then fiance. And I found myself on a regular basis canceling and paying the cancellation fee for this fitness class that I really loved and looked forward to at 6 p.m. every day because I sat there in my classroom looking at my to-do list and just feeling so guilty that I was about to leave with so much left undone. And I was seeing the physical and mental impacts of prolonged lack of sleep and prolonged stress through irritability, impatience, anxiety, and illness. And that's where my breaking point was. During my second year of teaching, I got the flu, a sinus infection, and shingles, which is not just for people over 50, all within the course of 2 weeks. It was this wake up call that even though I loved the work that I was doing and the work that I was doing brought me so much joy, I was choosing to do that work at the expense of myself. I realized that if I wanted to do this work long term, if I wanted to be able to impact students and impact people for the rest of my life, something had to give because there was no way that I was going to be able to keep up this pace. If I didn't prioritize myself, there was no way that I would be able to keep doing the work that I loved because I would hit burnout, and I was approaching burnout much more quickly than I thought I would be. Remember, this is only year 2 of my teaching career. To put it another way, I realized that I was chasing impact by trying to do everything rather than strategically approaching the work so that I could have the greatest impact without sacrificing my well-being. And I think that my story is very common, especially among people who want to do and feel called to do impactful work. Now, over the course of the next few years, I learned everything that I could about productivity science, setting workplace boundaries, and the mindset shifts that I needed to make to impact more while doing less and not to feel guilty about it. And that's what I'm going to share with you today. The single most important thing that I want you to hear is that chasing impact by doing more actually has the opposite effect. When you're spread so thin that you're doing more at the expense of yourself, you're not able to give fully to any of the work. And you're certainly not able to give fully to the work long term. Our primary goal is not to do more. It's to spend more time and energy on the work that has the greatest impact so that we can still feel that challenge and fulfillment and impact the people and the causes that we care about so much, but also allowing ourselves to spend less time and less energy on work that matters less. Not everything we do matters the same amount. And when we give more time or even equal time to the work that matters less, we're depriving ourselves, our causes, our people of the time and energy that can be spent on that which is most impactful. So, throughout our time together today, I am going to model what this looks like. I have 6 different ideas to discuss that are going to help you work more efficiently without sacrificing your effectiveness. We are going to spend the bulk of our time together on the 2 most impactful ideas, and then we'll also be sure to touch on each of the others. Everything is going to get covered, but we're going to spend more time on that which matters most, which is exactly what I want you to do. In doing this, I know that you are going to leave with actionable strategies to take back your time and energy without compromising your impact or your well being. And with that, let's get started.